Welcome back, guys. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming Terrain. The last video I made, I finally enjoyed it. It was an hour long. I do apologise. When I was editing, I did look to see what I could trim down, and I think in total there was like 30 seconds to a minute I could trim down, and there was no need to do that, so I just said okay, it's not a big issue, but it's a good result. You know, I'm looking at here, I haven't sprayed it yet because I'm so busy with work, it's absolutely crazy. This episode, as promised, is about flying stands and flying, you know, how to make nice flying stands using a pen. So I'm going to take this pen, and in the course of this video I'm going to show you how to turn this pen into flying stands. Now my initial thought is for like assault marines, you know, jump pack assault marines, but they could be used on screamers, because I know I led screamers and I kept falling off bases. I think I've got a couple floating around that I'm going to do it on as well, just it's going to be converted later on, but just to give you an idea. I don't think you're going to be able to do it on like your big bombers and, you know, Imperial gunships and all that sort of thing. I don't think it would work too well because it's not strong enough. But for the models, well, lead assault marine here, which might be a bit too heavy for it, but the plastic ones won't be. So sit back, enjoy, watch this video, and I'll see you in a bit, guys. So I've made them already, but I'm going to talk you through the basic steps because the last video was such a long video. I didn't want to show you every single step. I just want to talk you through the steps and show you the end result. I've got the screamers here, but these are lead ones. So with the plastic ones, it might be a bit different, but my initial plan with them was to make them into demon prints, you know, but I'll talk about it after. So, my pen, okay. Now I bought a pack of 20 of these, I think it's €1.50 from a deal shop, which is equivalent of a pound shop or a dollar store or something like that. Take the lid off, clippers. What you want to do is pinch the end, but don't squeeze it because you'll snap it, and just pull it out. Take that, put it into the bin because otherwise they leak everywhere. Now you've got a bit on the end. What you do is widen your clippers up, widen your clippers, sorry. Again, pinch the end, pull it out. I don't throw these away, I keep losing them, but I actually want to keep hold of these because they could be useful for things. Now, in the course of me making these flying stands, I've come across a number of cock-ups. So I'll name the cock-ups as I go along. The first thing is I try to cut this with a blade. No. It's like going through, and as you got halfway through, the whole thing just snapped and shattered. So here's the actual piece I had. Okay, I'm going to turn it slowly so you can see it. There's a bit missing. That was a jagged piece, and I snipped it with the clippers. Now that's okay. Okay, that is okay because you can put hot glue in there and seal it and use it upside down. It's not a problem. I didn't like it. I said no, it's got to be an easier way. So going from my toolbox, looking for, I think it's called a coping saw, I think it is. That's what I found. Just a blade. Now this is a blade, and it's meant to have the metal bit that comes around with a little handle. I think it's called a coping saw. Check comment below if I'm wrong, if it's a hacksaw or whatever it's called. I can't remember. But I can only find the blade. I can't find the frame. So I said, you know what? Instead of me going all the way down to the shop, trying to buy one or trying to find one to buy, let me just try with this. So you'll have the whole piece. I've only got the blade. I don't know why, but what you do, put it on, yeah. Just keep sawing. If I had the handle on the frame, it would be so much easier. Just keep going, keep going. Oh, come on. When I was cutting this off camera, straight through, like hot knife through butter, I thought to myself, when I put the camera on, it's going to be a pain in the ass. There we go. Now, that's what we're left with. Okay, it's clear. Now, what for the likes of a lead Space Marine, I don't think it's going to be any good. Just because of the weight. I don't think it would. When I come to the end and I bring the camera down, because I still wait for my tripod, and I bring it down, you can see them. You'll see the Screamer. They don't look too secure on it. They are secure. I'll lift it, I'll show you now. Here's the Screamers. Yeah. Now, the idea with this, I thought I had two. I've actually got three. But the idea with this was to put them on a base like this, and to put like I say a hero on top. I'm talking just like, I was thinking of some sort of Chaos Space Marine. Yeah. But not giving them some sort of like demon head, and maybe some wings, or he doesn't need to have wings, some Screamers, but to use him as a demon prince. Okay. Because I like the Screamer models. I love the new plastic ones. The lead ones just annoyed the hell out of me. This is what used to happen. Flying stand used to snap, and they used to be just, couldn't use them. I even tried getting the round bases and turning them upside down and gluing them into each other, and then gluing the spiky bits, as close as I can. Yeah, wrong way. The spiky bits into the slot base, try and hold them, but they used to come off. So this, now with this, let me see if I get close enough, there's hot glue. See it dripping down in between? It's not dripping now, but it was. Don't worry about that, especially for demons, because with a nice little paint job, that could look like it's melding together to create some sort of new creature. That's not a big issue. The wispy bits on it are a big issue. When you're hot gluing it, or when I hot glue it, wispy bits. So I had to let it cool down first, then get a blade and just trim them off. Now, you can't use super glue on these. Well, you can, but you can't just put super glue on and glue it on. The reason why, the fumes from the super glue will illuminate all the fingerprints. Okay. You can use super glue if you hot glue it to the base. Okay. Then you just put a sealant of hot glue on the top, and then you can put, when that's dry, then you can super glue your model straight to it, because there'll be nowhere for the vapors to go. I'm not going to do that, but the only problem I notice with this is if the super glue dries and goes all white crusty, it's going to look weird on, you know, under their feet. There are a few other bits that I'm going to mention when I show you the Space Marines. But you can do, it's not essential, but you can do it. I won't, because I just don't see the point of doing it. But some people like to have their models on big, massive, crazy bases and everything else. So all I need to do with the Space Marines now is I primed them, mostly. Because trying to prime them on a basis and put them somewhere where they can dry nice and even is difficult. So I'm going to just paint the underneath their feet, so I don't need to go there. Once I hot glue them, that's fine, then I can just paint the rest of the model as normal. So I'm going to crack on with that, and I'll be back to you in a second. Alright, so here we are, guys. See the Space Marines? Nice, huh? Now, let me start with the first cock up. The Sergeant. Well, not the Sergeant, just this dude here. You can't see because it's primed black. But I glued the arm on. He's got a power fist on. I glued the other arm on, and it's the arm that holds the bolt gun, where the other hand has it out. So I was like, oh shit, and I already glued it on. And I said, so what I've done here is I've put the bolt gun onto the power fist and clipped the magazine off and glued the magazine on the top of the bolt gun. You can't see it too well because it's all primed black, but you can see how high they're up. So yeah, see the base and everything else. Now, the second cock up, I was going to glue their feet into the flying stand. Okay, that's the first initial idea. But the pen is too big. Okay, and if they have 1 foot glued on, then they're lopsided. So what I've done here is I've hot glued the bottom of the jetpack into it. Now, there's my next cock up, because I should have painted that first. It's not a big issue at all, but I should have painted that first. And I should actually paint the bottom half of the marine as well, because it's very close to the flying stand. But again, it's not a big issue. I think, let me sort of move back into focus. You can see how much is off the ground. I think it's absolutely such a simple way to do a flying base, especially for these guys. With the Primaris ones, they're on like a question mark type flying stand. I don't think it'll work for them, but they're on a bigger base, aren't they? If I'm wrong, comment below and let me know. But if they're on a bigger base, you could cut these and glue them at the front and have them, you know. Now, with the Screamers, after I initially showed you on the last couple of minutes ago, one Screamer come off, and I was like, oh, here we go again. So I took it over there and I went crazy with the hot glue. I said to myself, it doesn't matter, because I want them to look like I want them to look like they're melding together with the imprints, like, you know. So I went absolutely crazy with the hot glue. Let's move these boys out of the way first. Went absolutely crazy with the hot glue. Okay, now they're on there. They're not coming off. And when it's primed, it's going to seed it again. So in terms of lead models, I wouldn't recommend them, because the weight of the lead is too heavy, whereas the plastic, it's, you know. And in all honesty, what I should have done with these first, the Marines, is put a bit of blue tack there and blue tack them on to see, give it like a dry fit and see what it looks like. But I think they're absolutely fantastic. I think they're absolutely brilliant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here, I'm going to go to handheld and show you some, you know, some pretty pictures, as I always do, and then I'll go back to see you at the end. Right guys, so these are pretty pictures. There's the Screamers. You can see how much hot glue I went with. But like I said, it doesn't matter with them, because it's going to be like them melding together, being the change ways and stuff. There's the flying stands for them. I actually put hot glue around the base of it as well. Now here's the Marines. Look at, that's absolutely get me into focus. I don't think it will come in focus because it's so dark. Okay, you see how high he's off the ground. Here's the Sergeant. Can you get the focus of the bolt gun? Let's go from above. No. Maybe to make it out a little bit, just there. But again, the height of him off the ground. The third guy. Actually, I actually really like that. It's actually very, very good. Anyway, right guys, this is that simple. It's so simple. That's an amazing flying stand. I absolutely love that. I absolutely love it. Yeah, these actually come out better than I thought. I had the thought in my head. Now, the initial thought I was going to make was some sort of flying rock, like floating rock. The same idea. You still can do that. That's better. This is better. So guys, if you like this video, please hit like, subscribe, share, and please turn on your notifications. I'm still on 8 subscribers. Come on guys, I know you're watching it. Let's hit that subscribe button, please. I push out a video every week, but it'll probably be a week and a half to 2 weeks before the next one comes out, only because we're on top of Christmas and it's, with a 5-year-old, it's a bit difficult to try and get the time, because somebody's very excited for Santa. So guys, hit the buttons for me, and I'll see you next video, hopefully with the new camera. So take it easy.